If you've come across this video, welcome to Skid Factory 2. This is a channel that I've wanted to create for a very long time. There's so much that goes on in the Skid Factory as a whole, or in my personal life, that I document sometimes and I never release. So this is a channel that I could finally release that stuff. I'm not 100% sold on the name just yet. Skid Factory 2 is something we quickly came up with, mainly because if you search Skid Factory, it may pop up, but I'm open to suggestions. So if you're viewing this, please comment below some suggestions. But while we're here, I thought this is a good opportunity to talk about what's been going on in the shed as a little bit of a bonus episode. And this is kind of the content you can expect from this channel. Not polished, nothing high quality like on the main channel, just very basic stuff. We may be modifying the workshop, which I actually haven't filmed any of this, which we'll go through. We may be making up a tail shaft adapter, which takes 6 hours and you can't really make an episode on that. So little things that happen in the shed that we can then document on this channel. So comment below some name suggestions. Again, I'm not 100% sold on that just yet. And let's go for a walk. So to begin with, the workshop has undergone a massive change recently, and I've got Westy to thank for this, who's behind the camera right now. We wanted to increase some space in the shed and extending the pallet racking out to basically gain this space here, and then now a whole new workspace over here. So what was over here, we had the pallet racking down here, we had engines, gearboxes, the oil buoy, gearbox jack, everything was kind of stashed under the pallet racking. And now we've pretty well moved everything up on the top there. So up the very top, we've got the Coyote coming to a popular YouTube channel soon. I'm still in planning stages for that, like I have been for the last 3 years. We've got goodies. Is it a Z50? No, QR50. QR50s, and then I got like engine stands and stuff. And look, you might say that's a bit inconvenient to get the engine stand, but I don't need one right now. I've also got the forklift. If I need an engine stand, I can get that out. That then opened up this space for a work area, and this, although it looks quite simple, there's actually so much thought that went into this. Westy and I spent days brainstorming together. Westy works in a 20-foot shipping container, and he's very efficient with space. So when it came to maximizing space here, everything has a place. We've got the TIG up the top, the MIG fits in, the TIG bottle is hidden behind, we've got measuring equipment hanging on hooks here, safety equipment, TIG wire, we've got some lighting, I might put some more lighting in, metal, scrap metal, the plasma cutter's over here. The plasma cutter is connected to the arc droid, which is now underneath the bench, which this actually is on wheels, and the whole bench pulls out, as well as the toolbox and everything. So behind the toolbox, we've still got storage behind. A lot of thought has gone into this, and I'll do another video on this on the main channel, included as another episode, but I haven't actually talked about this. We're still working through it a lot. There still is changes to be made. We actually don't have a vise fixed anywhere, and over here still with the workshop bench, the metal welding bench, the guillotine, the shop press. This stuff may change, but the only way to figure stuff out is you've got to work in that space. And that was actually something that when I first set this shed up, a lot of my friends said, don't get your heart set on everything being in that position, because you will change your ideas as it goes on. And I have changed everything so far. Moving on down, the lathe's been repositioned to this spot here. So I've got the Heron Forbes lathe. And then I hopefully can get a mill over here. I'm still waiting on one from Marketplace or waiting for a deal. I probably should have bought one before end of financial year, but I lagged a little bit, so we'll jump on that. The bandsaw is also on wheels. It's always been on wheels. I think I might modify this to bring it lower to the ground. Again, we'll do all those changes. What else has been going on in the shed? Well, Westy's fixed up the crown wagon a lot for me. I went away and Westy just said, hey dude, can I do you a favour? And we've fixed up just a whole bunch of little things on the car, which is an episode coming on the main channel. The little Daihatsu, I've just done a bolt check on this thing. Being a two-stroke, it is very, very harsh on bolts. Everything comes loose. So I've run a bolt check on it, and we're actually driving. We did a little cars and coffee event, and Geordie was driving the car side by side on the highway, and the back wheel was just bouncing like no tomorrow. There's always been a vibration there, and I just figured kind of like old car things, but that definitely would be the vibration. So we're trying to go through the process of balancing wheels, but no tyre shops around here can help me out. So we're actually at the process of, I mean, it seems kind of dodgy, but it actually, in my opinion, should work. We did try to do it. We should have filmed that actually. We had a big tub of water, and I put a spirit level, like a bubble level on the wheel with a plate, and then we tried to balance the wheel in the water. Didn't really work out that well. So what we're actually come up with, this is so free spinning the front bearings. The wheel's on backwards right now. We're just basically positioning some weights so that we can basically statically balance. Is that statically? Yeah, statically balance the wheels, which is not quite there because it's still kind of just moving a little bit, but with the weight up the top versus down the bottom, it still always moves around a little bit. So compared to this had a really low spot, this wheel would swing back and forward till it came down to the bottom. So that's what's going on with the Daihatsu. There still is issues with this car, and I want to revisit this thing in the future too. There's an oil leak from the injection pump, which I've tried to fix 3 times now. I think the option for that is I've actually got a new injection pump from a later model engine, and I'm going to retrofit that to the distributor housing, I suppose you'd call it. I also want to make up some expansion chambers for this thing, but there's a lot more into it than just bolting on some 125 pipes, which is what I was going to do, just get 2 125cc pipes and off 2 cylinders and make them work. But we're actually going to, there's a website online you can use, and I'm going to work through it with piston size, port timing, port length. There's all this kind of stuff you've got to work out, and I think the end design actually is the exhaust is quite long, the expansion chamber, but to maximize power there for a car that makes like 20 horsepower, I think is the best idea. It actually is leaking coolant out of the back of the head plate too, which is something we might have to also look at fixing. And I mentioned that when we first built the car too. Nothing much has changed back here apart from tyre machine, and this is a bit of carnage we can check out, and the trailer wheel that came loose. When you borrow your mate's stuff, always return it. Damaged. How you originally borrowed it. So I've got a new wheel there to fit to that. All these toolboxes are now also been sorted out. When I first moved into the shed, I kind of just threw everything in randomly, but we've been through Westie mainly, and we've kind of organised everything. Electrical, this is kind of tyre fitting and wheel stuff. Another whole set of tools here, socket sets and everything. So slowly working our way through the workshop and getting there eventually. This has been like a year and a half now I've been here, and still not 100% yet. The Supra. This has been a very popular vehicle on the channel. Comment section wise, people are asking when's the Supra, what's going on with the Supra. And again, if you're viewing this, you're probably a hardcore fan, or maybe you've come across this by accident. So please subscribe for more future videos. But we'll quickly talk about the Supra. I've owned this car for like 7 years now, or 8 years now. And one of those projects that never went ahead. I never hit the trigger, I never committed to it, and now I finally have. So the engine in there is sitting on the angle, and there's only one there's probably there's a few manufacturers that do that actually, but there's one German vehicle manufacturer that does that. And I'm excited for this conversion because it's something that doesn't really it's an engine that doesn't get used in conversions a lot. Yes, they are popular in the BMW platform, but not in an aftermarket application. So pretty well the logic is, it's kind of like a BMW powered Supra, but from the 80s. That's kind of what I'm going for there. But also just using a great engine, but once you delete off all the BMW stuff, like the injection pump and the direct injection injectors and the oil cooler housing, get rid of all that stuff that fails on them. It's a 3-litre turbo 6-cylinder that has potential to make a lot of power. The GetTrag 6-speed manual is a strong box. I'm sure there's people screaming 8 HPs in there, but I don't want to go down that route for this car. It's going to be a circuity drift. I want to call it a drift car because I love drifting. I never had a vehicle that can do it well. So predominantly drift car, but also a vehicle that isn't a straight line car because I can't really take Kevo to Queensland Raceway and have fun around corners. So this will be coming out in, we've come up with a date, I think it's like 3 weeks time. So there's a fair bit going on. I've been super busy, Westy's been super busy, I've had some time away, and that's the life of a YouTuber. You can expect to see a whole bunch of random content on this channel, whether it be maybe fishing or maybe spending 6 hours on the lathe, whatever it is, it's going to be raw, kind of uncut, maybe Skid Factory Uncut, that's not a bad name there. Anything random on this channel you can expect to see, so hit the subscribe button and thanks for watching. And we'll be on regular scheduling, posting on the Skid Factory this week with, what have we got coming out? What did I say we got coming out? Clayton's auction.
Clayton's.
Very popular. I didn't buy anything, but we almost did. Sweet. Drive safe, enjoy the moment, and we'll see you next time on Skid Factory Plus. Cheers.